everyone, thank you for joining us this afternoon for our Spotlight information event with dance and musical theatre. We've got tons and tons of content for you this evening. We're going to be hearing from tutors. They're going to be talking about progression routes, careers, and all the course offer that we have on site here. We'll also be moving on to our live Q&A session at the end, so feel free to put any questions you have in the box below. I'm now going to pass over to Vicky. She's our curriculum manager for dance and musical theatre.
Hello everybody, thank you for joining us this evening. My name's Vicky Wyatt and I am the curriculum manager for the dance and musical theatre department. I have been working here now for 10 years and I've not looked back since. I absolutely love it here and I love training young students aspiring to go on to further college and hopefully end up having an amazing career inside of the industry. The dance course has now been running. In September it'll be 20 years and I was actually one of the first students to actually join the dance course 20 years ago. So it's been an absolute pleasure to kind of train here and then come back 10 years later to then continue to train young students as I was trained all them years ago. So after training at the Miskin, I went on to Performers College. And then after Performers College, I went on to have a successful career with Carnival Cruise Lines. I worked for Carnival Cruise Lines for 6 years, and then I ended up coming back here to start my teaching. And it's been an absolute dream, and yeah, it's been wonderful. I'm going to pass you over to Sam. He's now going to talk to you a little bit about himself and what he's done.
Good evening, hi everyone. So my name is Sam and I work alongside Vicky here on the Dance and Musical Theatre course. I also trained at the Miskin and I trained here on the acting course, and then I came over and trained on the dance course before kind of combining all of those skills as I decided I want to pursue a musical theatre career. And I then went off to train at Lane Theatre Arts in Surrey. Once I graduated from college, I then went to work on board Crystal Cruise Ships, which is a cruise line company where I travelled and toured with lots of different musicals on board. I then returned back to dry land, as it were, and then I started working. I worked as part of an opera company. I worked in some children's touring musical shows, some more commercial side of the industry, as well as television and adverts. And then my kind of swan song, as it were, was I was on the European tour of We Will Rock You in Germany and Switzerland. So that was kind of my last professional job before working. And then I joined the faculty here in 2016, where we have been embedding musical theatre alongside all of the dance classes, etc., that we have here to create a really well-balanced training for our dancers that we are working with today. So yeah, that's a little overview of myself, and I will hand you over to Sean.
Thank you, Sam and Vicky. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be now seeing a little bit about the campus. So I'm going to now play the campus tour, and following that, we'll see a dance and musical theatre video, as well as student testimonials.
So throughout my training in level 3 dance, I've had an amazing time. I worked with guest choreographers, top colleges. We've had lots of opportunities with those choreographers, and it will help us to progress onto our auditions outside of the college. We also work towards our shows, so we have 2 shows throughout the year. So before I came to Miskin, I did a year of sixth form, and then I realised that to become a performer I needed to study a full-time course, and this course has been amazing and I will never look back. The 2 shows that we work towards each year help us to gain more skills, performance skills, qualities. It helps us with confidence. So when I started at the Miskin, I was a hip-hop dancer, but now I feel like I'm an all-rounder performer, and this has been challenging, but I've succeeded.
I hope you really enjoyed the videos of Dartford campus and the dance and musical theatre dedicated video. I'm going to pass you back over to Sam and Vicky now, and they're going to be telling you about the course offer we have at the college.
Hello everybody, welcome back. So we're just going to give you a bit of an overview of what we have on offer here at Miskin Dance and Musical Theatre. So here we offer the level 2 UAL course, the level 3 UAL and the level 4 UAL. The level 2, you don't need any GCSEs to actually do the level 2. The level 3, you need 5, 4 and above to be able to do the level 3, and the level 4 is a course that if you've done your A levels, you're able to go straight onto a level 4, or once you've completed your level 3 and your extended level 3, you're able to also go on to the level 4. So we do 2 pathways here. We do dance pathway and we also do the musical theatre pathway. We offer the level 2 and 3 and the level 4 all in musical theatre, and we also offer them in the dance as well.
Yeah. So when looking to apply for these courses, at the moment our application process is all online, so you can find that information on the North Kent College website, which I'm sure you'll be able to navigate your way to. So because of obviously current restrictions, etc., we are taking auditions via video submissions. So once you've applied for your course online, what will happen is you'll get an email sent to you from admissions, and they will give you the information that you need to audition for us. So we are looking for a dance to be emailed over, a dance video, a warm-up combination that we will kind of send you the information for. A minute and a half of a song if you're auditioning for musical theatre, and a minute and a half monologue if you're auditioning for musical theatre also. So don't worry, all that information will come to you when you send your stuff over to admissions, and they will send that through, so you've got all the correct, all the correct information. So you can apply for that online, as we just said. And just to kind of, just clarify, sometimes as we know, websites can be a little bit funny. So if you do have any issues with trying to get through to that application, what you can do is just call the college reception, and then they can guide you kind of in the best way how to move that process forward.
Okay, just so you're aware, so obviously before you start with us, if you are successful and get offered a place, everyone here is on a 6-week trial. And this 6-week trial is there to see if this is the right course for the student. It's also there for us to kind of analyse and see if it is if we think it's the right course for them. So what we do is at the end of that 6 weeks, or throughout that 6 weeks, we will kind of monitor each learner to see how they're getting on, and we have like one-to-ones, kind of touch base with people that may be struggling or maybe thinking it's not for them. And what we do is at the end of that 6 weeks, we kind of encourage and support that learner into kind of finding another course if that's not right for them. So we have a really good system in place to ensure that in them first 6 weeks that every learner is doing the right thing. So there is a 6-week process. So if you are offered a place with us, there is always a 6-week trial, depending on how you get on and how well you cope with the course.
All of us here that teach on Miskin Dance and Musical Theatre, we all trained and we all work professionally as performers. So it's really important for us as a part of our training that we give everybody the opportunity to experience performance and being in a studio and working exactly how you would be when you move on to top vocational college around the country or in performance. I'm just getting a little further away from you right there. So we have a wonderful 160-seater in-house performance venue, which we produce 2 full-scale production shows on each year, which is such a wonderful resource for all of our learners to come in, and we put on these shows and they get the opportunity to perform, and we generally speaking run those shows for about 6 evenings a week, so they get a real great feel for what it's like to be a working performer in the industry, and it gives them such a great experience. We have 3 dance studios that we work in from Monday to Friday with Sprung Floors, Mirrors, Great Sound Studios, which are, obviously there for them to upskill themselves and to be working in an environment as close that we can make as a professional working environment for these young learners. So they're some really, really wonderful facilities and great resources for them to draw upon. As I kind of mentioned, everyone that teaches was a professional performer, so we're drawing amongst all of our experience and our teaching experience to kind of share that knowledge and to work with their shared goals and their aims about getting them onto those top vocational colleges so that we can continue that training even further.
Yeah, just to also make you aware, we have outstanding success rates here. Our second years and our level 4s, 100% of our students progress on to top vocational college or university, and also now we're starting to send some individuals out into the industry to work professionally. So just to kind of let you know, we do have an amazing success rate. We have excellent connections with these top vocational colleges as well, where we get performers, we get masters, London Studios, Bodywork, Arts Ed, and they all come in and they do workshops with our second year and level 4, and also sometimes our first year students, to kind of give them that professional experience and kind of guide them as well into what to expect when going to auditions, like coming up, their auditions. So we have a really, really great success rate, and hopefully that kind of like sits well, and it's positive, isn't it?
It's a really wonderful environment here for the students if they want to go on and they want to work at in the West End or on cruise ships or in theatre. If they want to work, it's a really, really great environment. We have quite a large cohort in the Dance and Musical Theatre course, and it gives a real great sense of community, and it also gives a real great sense of competitiveness, and they learn how to become independent, and they learn to thrive, and they learn to fight and work hard for their craft, which is really excellent.
Also, just to add as well, I know Sam was talking about how wonderful studios and our facilities. We are actually now in the process of getting a brand new build, where it's going to have 4 large dance studios. It's going to have musical theatre rooms. It's going to have so much more opportunity and space for our performers to be able to work in a professional environment. So it's very, very exciting times, and we're hoping that will be done within a year and a half. We're hoping maybe sooner. So some really great things looking ahead for us as a department as well. We try and make the learner experience as inspiring and as wonderful as we possibly can. Obviously, due to COVID, we're not able to do it. We wasn't able to do it this year, and it's not happening next year. But we do move it every year. We go and do dance competitions with like local performing arts colleges to kind of get that experience of kind of entering competitions. We dance at the festivals, like the Dartford festivals that happen. So we're always looking to open up opportunity, and we're also looking at getting top choreographers in to do these one-off workshops as well, just to keep the training of our young students fresh, current, and exciting. So we offer some really, really great things on side of our course, which our students kind of really love and take full advantage of. So if there is any more questions, if there's any more information that you do require, you can contact Teresa. She's our CA, our curriculum assistant, and you can email Teresa on Teresa Rees, EES. Oh, what I'll do is I'll write that down. I'll put it in one of the questions after this, and then you'll be able to grab that, and I'll write that down. But you'll be able to email Teresa, who will be able to give you more information that you require. But obviously we've got the Q&A next, which is great. So if there's any other questions that you want to put forward to us, please do that. That would be fabulous. Okay, we're now going to go over to the Q&As. We have got some questions here, so myself and Sam will answer these. So the first one you could do.
Oh, okay, great. So yeah, the musical theatre side of the course. So basically the difference between the dance and musical theatre is that with the musical theatre you have a heavier focus on acting through song, and your singing session. So that is kind of the heavier side of that. So the musical theatre have their own showcase that goes out in, well, usually December, but this year it will be January, where we have an evening of musical theatre, and it's called Review. We have lots of solo performances that come up inside of that, and then lots of group work. So it's another showcase for them to explore more musical theatre side, as well as being on part of the dance course also.
Yeah, okay, just got another question here. In practical lessons, do we wear dance uniform? Yes, you absolutely do. So you have required uniform for each session. So if you have your ballet, you have your ballet attire. In jazz, you have your jazz attire. So kind of, the answer to that question is you do have to wear an attire. And when you audition for us and you're offered a place, you will get an equipment list sent to you, so which will kind of go through everything that you will need before starting. So don't worry about that. That's all there set for when you are offered and ready to start with us. So yes, you do have to. Go.
So question about COVID and working towards their goals. So obviously, as we know, COVID is a very changeable situation at the moment, and we're kind of working and adapting as we go. It's been an exciting year. So they can still working towards their goals because we are lucky enough to still be in college. We're still running. We're still able to offer our students a great training. There is obviously a difference in how we are running that this year, and basically our classes are normally streamed in ability across the dance courses and across the musical theatre courses, but at the moment they are working in year group bubbles more so. And these bubbles are very strict and they're very rigid. There is no mixing of those bubbles at the moment, just for the safety of everybody. However, everyone is working towards a very similar goal, whether that be going on to top college or onto university or to go on to a dance training establishment. So everyone is still working towards those, and we are striving to still provide an excellent training as we always would, and still implementing shows and giving the learners something to work for. So we're still working towards that as best we possibly can.
Absolutely. And another question will be, can I go into the level 3 straight from school? Yes, you absolutely can. You just need to ensure that you get those 4 to 9 grades, and then you'll be able to go straight on to the level 3. If you don't achieve those grades, we have the level 2 course there as well, which is also a fantastic course. For the level 2 course is there for people that maybe haven't quite got the skill set to where it needs to be, but also if you don't have the qualifications to be able to do the level 3. So the level 2 is an absolute godsend, really, because it allows people to still have the opportunity to come and train with us. In order to apply, I've got another question here. How can I apply? You do that online. So you go onto the North Kent website and you'll be able to kind of apply through that way. If you have any trouble for any reason with an application form, you're not able to kind of access that, or the line's down, give North Kent College a ring and they could send one out to you or email one out to you. So don't panic if you can't get one online. You will have that you could have it emailed out to you or sent out to you, so don't panic.
And just to kind of pick up on the end of that, we've just got a question about how long does it take for us to find out our results. Generally speaking, when people have been in the studio, they normally find out within that day or within that week, most definitely. And at the moment with the video submissions, the process is just taking a little bit longer as we kind of go through videos, etc., and give every applicant the time that it needs to go through all the information that we have asked for. So generally speaking, about a week or two at the moment, about a week and a two for that turnaround to take place. But if you don't hear anything from us, then by all means, please feel free to drop us an email and just, double check if we did receive all of your information correctly.
Absolutely. I've got another question here. If you have learning difficulties, is there support available? Yeah, there absolutely is. You'll be assessed on kind of where you're at with your learning, but there is support mechanisms put in place for students that are struggling slightly with the academic work. So yeah, we do have a system in place to support anyone with learning needs, to ensure that they are fully supported to allow them to get through their course. So yeah, the answer to that question is yeah, there is support put in place.
So question here about, can you specialise in a certain style of dance? So we encourage everybody to become the most versatile performer or version of themselves that they possibly can. And we do that because that's to meet the demands of the industry, so that hopefully you have the greatest success as possible when you leave and you go on to college, because to train at most of these top colleges, they are encouraging exactly the same thing. So you will take part in ballet, tap, jazz, contemporary. All of these classes will be a part of your training, because to sustain a wonderful career, you kind of need to be as broad as possible. So we don't actually specialise. You can't come in and say, I just would like to do contemporary, or I'd just like to do ballet. We don't actually tailor or offer that as a part of our curriculum. It is a very broad curriculum to make sure that we are giving everybody the best chance to become versatile.
Also, it says here, how long would an average day of training be? You would start with us, you'd get in for 9 o'clock, and you would finish with us at 5, sometimes half 5, depending on your timetable. Due to COVID, we have got students starting slightly later and finishing slightly later, but 6:15 is as late as what we are going at present. So it is a full day of training. I've got here as well about the written work on your course. There is written work. However, we are 100% practical based, and that is what's so glorious about what we do here. You're in the studio every day working practically with your choreographers. Everything that you do in terms of written work, it's done independently, and most of your written work is writing a scrapbook of your development and keeping a log of how you're getting on, what you're doing inside of your sessions, and we require you to do that at home in your evenings. You probably do now, because of COVID, our timetable works as first years are in 3 days a week, and our second years are in 3.5 days a week. So at the moment, there's actually a lot of time, a lot of direct study, remote learning to be able to get that academic work done. But yeah, so it's practical. It's go, go, go. Yeah, no stopping. So yeah, which is great, that's what the majority of people love. Yeah, so amazing.
So yeah, in terms of what dance styles do you teach? So I teach jazz, musical theatre, jazz, technical jazz, and then also on the musical theatre course, kind of the staging and the musical direction of that. That's where my passion is, my heart lies. So yeah, that's the style that I also teach. I teach tap also. Teach tap as well. So kind of jumping across, kind of touching on base what we said earlier about becoming versatile, having as many skills as possible.
Okay, I'll touch base with that. I teach jazz. I dip into doing some commercial, ballet, contemporary, lyrical. So yeah, kind of quite versatile in what we do, aren't we? We're quite well-rounded in what we're able to teach. It says here, where do your students progress to? The majority of our students progress on to top vocational colleges. So we're looking at Performers, Addict Academy, we've got Wilkes, we've got Lanes, Birds, everywhere. All those top colleges our students progress on to. They also progress on to universities as well. So yeah, we have a very, very good success rate, and 100% success rate. Our students go on to have really great great opportunities and to continue their training. So yeah, really, really great.
So all of our staff, we really pride ourselves on the fact that all of our staff do come from a professional background, a professional performance background, because we believe they have so many great skills that the performers look up to and they aspire to be like, and B, also because it's really, they can transfer and share that knowledge firsthand, and they know the demands of the industry and what the learners need to learn to get them to where they would like to be in life. And most of them want to go and perform, and they want to work on the cruise ships, and they want to work in the West End or on tours, and it's really great to get that knowledge and that information from people that have experienced it.
Yeah, it says here how many students tend to be in a class. It's 20 in a class, and sometimes that will half. So if they have singing on a certain day, then half of that class will go to singing, and the other half will be in a dance class. So sometimes it can be 10 people in a session as well. So yeah, a nice amount, not too many inside of each session. So that's kind of answered that one.
So in terms of how long do I need to train to become a professional dancer? That's an interesting question. So yeah, generally speaking, once people start training with us, they normally do 2 years here is the average. Spend 2 years training with us here before then going on to one of the other colleges or going to universities, which is generally 3 years. So if you're coming straight from school, you're looking at around 5 years. And that's kind of the natural journey or the usual progression that it takes. So once you go on to those colleges, those courses are generally 3 years. So you're looking at, say, 5 years if you leave school and come here and then go on to top vocational college.
Okay, what days are we expected to be in? It completely depends on your timetable. So it kind of, every year is different. So we'd have to kind of wait till like September time to see when that will be, because second years are off one day, first years are off another day, level 2s are off another day. So it really does depend on your timetable, and that's done throughout the summer. So I can't really answer what day that will be, but it could be any day.
So do you do breakdance training? No, we don't have breakdance training as a part of our curriculum. More commercial styles happen inside of the curriculum, but it's more of a mainstream curriculum or a mainstream, dance style. But no, we don't do any break dance, especially on the timetable.
Unless we may get a guest choreographer come in that specialises in breakdancing, but it's not on a regular basis that we will teach breakdancing. But you might get the one-off session inside of that as well. Can you apply it if you're new to dancing or have like no experience? It is obviously an audition process, so you'll have to go through that audition process, and obviously we look for the basic requirements, basic technique. We have to see some understanding of you being able to use your body in the right way. We have had dancers join us before that haven't danced before, that had a natural ability, that was able to kind of really kind of take to what we were teaching them inside of an audition, and they were successful. But it completely comes down to the individual and how you put yourself across inside of your audition. But there has been people that we have taken on with no dance experience, but it does kind of come down to that audition process.
There's another question about the practical work in relation to theory. So all of the work that we do inside of the studios is practical based. However, our dancers and our performers keep an ongoing logbook and a journal which is reflective of their practice, which is kept from Monday to Friday throughout the year, and that's to discuss their development and how they move their work forward. And we will then also look at some more research-based things, and we will kind of start looking at other elements of the criteria that we need to fulfill. But most of that is done in the student's own time. There will be some element of tasks broken down and gone through inside of the studio, but the majority of our work inside of the studios is up on your feet, practical, giving you that experience.
It says here, do you offer one-to-one support after hours if student requests more help? We do have a system in place. If there is a student that is struggling with their academic work, for example, we have in the past, we have got a member of staff to meet with that student like 15-20 minutes in the mornings, just to kind of give them a bit of an overview of what it is they're struggling with, and support them in that way. So there is one-to-one support after, like, throughout hours and stuff.
And there's also the support of the learning support assistance team as well. So if people do require learning support, and that is a part of their interview process, and we have that information and they have those hours allocated to them, then 100% that is offered.
In order to join our course, we have spoke about this earlier. So our level 3, you do require to have your 4 to 9s, and you need 5 of those in order to do our level 3 course. You don't actually need the GCSEs to be able to do the level 2. So the level 2 is a great option for you to do if you are not meeting your academic grades. So that the level 2 is there. So an answer to that question is about your entry requirements. That's kind of what you need in order to do the level 3. But the level 2, you're okay. If you haven't got those GCSEs and you haven't met them, don't panic. There is a course here for you still if you haven't achieved those.
So a question about getting into dance college, will we help you to do that? So that is what we pride ourselves on, and that is what a lot of our learners aspire to do. That is their progression route to go on to college. So we spend a lot of time prepping students, getting them ready for those auditions. But as Vicky kind of mentioned earlier, we have a lot of guest teachers come in that work at these colleges. We have a great rapport that we have built up with them over the years, as lots of ex-students have gone on, and people obviously hope to follow in their footsteps. So they know who we are at the Miskin Theatre, and they absolutely welcome our students over there. So 100% we will help you with those. We will help you get prepared for those auditions, make sure that you have your songs, your monologues, that you're prepared for those classes, so that you can put yourself forward in the best light.
What else have we got? Could you mention? Oh, so someone's just asking again, could you mention the levels that you have on offer? So we have the level 2 on offer, we had the level 3, and we also have the level 4 on offer.
So choreography. Okay, so a choreographer. So great. So to become a choreographer in the industry, you generally start as a performer, and obviously not that there's a carbon, or an exact route that this has to take place, but you generally would start as a performer and then build up your experience and your working relationship with people, and then you maybe start as an assistant, and then you would move on to onto the choreographer position. You don't have to go to university to do that. You can go on to top vocational college, and also, or you might want to specialise in something different. So you might want to go off to Laban to study a more contemporary side of that, to kind of so there are lots of different routes, and as I kind of said, not any of them is set, or not any of them is the exact way that it has to be, but it's definitely an option. We have had people that have gone on and specialised more in the choreography also.
You say here about the new build, what are the facilities like now? We have fantastic facilities, like you say, what Sam said. We have 3 large studios that are fab, and we have the state-of-the-art theatre here. We have excellent facilities, but obviously the new build, it's going to be very, very exciting, and it just gives us more space, which we need, because we're continuously growing as a department, and we're becoming more and more popular. We're getting more known, and it's been amazing over the last 10 years. We've really grown and really starting to develop, and that's why we need the new build, so that we've got more space to be able to accommodate all the students that we have with us.
So in terms of auditions, we absolutely have. We've started going through audition applications and watching videos and submissions, and we have started making phone calls, which is always a very exciting time of year for us. It's great to hear people's excitement when we call up. We absolutely have started going through those and offering out places. And we've got lots more to go through. Absolutely, to make phone calls this week, and some more videos to watch this week. So the process has begun. So if you are considering auditioning for us this year, please send your stuff over to us and apply through the website, as mentioned earlier.
What else we got here? Do you work with acting or other departments for the shows? For our shows, we don't work with the actors. We have done in the past, but over the last few years we haven't done that because we have different goals and we work on different things and work towards different aims. So we haven't done any shows with other departments over the last few years. No, we haven't. It's just within the dance and musical theatre department.
What if you're struggling with a specific style of dance? I would say, as dancers, we all have something that we would say is our strength or is our forte, is our go-to style. Everyone, that's a kind of a natural place for everyone to begin their love or start their career and their journey. But as I kind of mentioned earlier, for everyone, it will happen at a different rate. You know, some people take to ballet a lot easier, some people take to tap a lot easier, or the commercial or the jazz. Everyone kind of naturally has that, but it's our job to kind of bring those skills all up so they start to, you know, match strength, I guess, is a good way. And it's about persistence. You know, that struggling, it's about persisting with something, and it's about us opening your eyes to look beyond that initial struggle and going, oh, actually, that's not for me, and going, okay, well, look how this can benefit you. If we stick at this, look how much you can develop and how much you can gain from that. So, yeah, it's about just applying yourself.
Yeah. Do you spend the same amount of time, weeks, months on each type of dance? So our timetable's set. So the timetable from September to Christmas is the same. So you will work repetitively, like, so you have your ballet classes, your jazz classes, your commercial. So you work on all styles each week. So nothing's ever left. You're always working on a style that's going to obviously make you versatile. So kind of that answer is, yeah, you will do every style each week. You have the choreographers that you work with that are specialised in certain areas. So you will get every style throughout the weeks. It won't be months. You won't do ballet one week and then jazz another week. It's all mixed, and it's constantly like fresh.
In terms of audition phone calls, follow-ups, yeah, absolutely. If you know that you've missed a phone call from us, we will try and call you again. So yeah, we'll just keep trying until we get through to you. Or if we miss you probably like for a third time, drop us an email and we can absolutely contact you that way if that suits you best. But yeah, don't worry, we will definitely try and call you again.
Yeah. What else? Did you answer that one?
Yes.
Well done. My daughter was concerned about not. So it says here, my daughter is concerned about not being able to show her full ability in an audition due to the lack of space in the house. Are you taking this into consideration? So what we're doing, we are looking for potential. And if there's anyone that sends in an audition that we maybe feel like we've not seen enough of, we are asking these students to come in, hopefully in the new year, like around February, March time, if things start to kind of become a little bit back to the norm. We are asking people to come in so that we're able to see them on a more personable level. But obviously we are taking into consideration that it is tough doing a video from home. But I have also said as well, if your daughter has got a video of her in the past in a studio or in a show, doing a piece of choreography that's able to showcase her or him, you can send that in as well as an extra like bit of kind of evidence of what your daughter or son is able to do. But don't worry too much. We are kind of doing those callbacks and kind of keeping that door open for when COVID hopefully does start to disappear. So yeah.
So, a question about a cruise ship. So, yeah, if you want to work on a cruise ship, which, yeah, is a great career route, career path, wonderful experience. We do have lots of industry contacts that we have at our fingertips, you know, to recommend people to go off and work. And as Vicky kind of mentioned earlier, we do have some students that come and they want to go off and work. So, yeah, we absolutely utilise those contacts when appropriate for the right person. And those contacts we also utilise to come in to take guest workshops. So, if that's something that you are looking to do, then you always already have that one-to-one kind of experience of working with some of those people.
Yeah. Did you do this one? So it's kind of just the same. We've got another question here about contacts inside the industry. Yes, we do have contacts. Like I've said, we get so many wonderful guest choreographers in as well that are really current and present inside of the industry, that are working on Britain's Got Talent, X Factor. on cruise ships. We've got a guest teacher that comes in that's choreographing for a cruise ship, which, yeah, there's so much opportunity, and we're always seeking out that opportunity for our students just so that they're continuously getting inspired and having a real well-rounded training. So yeah, it's very important for us as a department and as a team that we are allowing that to happen, and we're keeping it alive for the students, that they feel that passion and that positivity and that inspiration. So yeah, that's something we do really pride ourselves on, is that industry experience. So yeah, we're always pushing for that.
Yeah, and it's keeping it fresh as well, because the industry is so changeable. So our guest teachers change year on year, you know, as people move in and out of the industry and into different positions. So yeah, like Vicky said, it's just keeping that alive. The question about, do we do performances outside of college? We do. So we usually perform at Move It every year, which is a wonderful experience for our learners, because we perform in the Showcase Theatre, and fingers crossed again on the main stage when Move It can take place. So that's a really great event for everybody to take part in. We also have done festivals in the past. We have done Dartford Festival. I can't think of another festival. I think we've done one in Gravesend. Yeah. So lots of different activities that are going on. To kind of give everybody as much performance experience as possible.
Yeah, we also go into schools as well. So our level 4s had the opportunity, obviously not this year because of the situation, but last year we took our level 4s into some of the secondary schools in our local area to deliver and teach students as well. So it's also then encouraging them to work on their own teaching ability as well, and it gives them a different skill set to be able to kind of move forward. Instead of just kind of choreography, it allows them to teach also. And that kind of moves on. Do we get to work on our own performance routines as part of the course? Yeah, you do, absolutely. Our second years, I've set them up with creating their own piece for our up and coming January show that we have. So yeah, we do allow students to create their own work, even if inside of a performance or a piece that we're doing for a show. There's definitely moments inside of that choreography that we are delivering that we go, right, okay guys, this is your opportunity now to create 4 counts of 8. So yeah, there is opportunity to be creative yourself as well. It doesn't all come from us as the choreographers. We do like you to be creative and use that mind, and it's also using a different skill to be able to create. So yeah, we do.
So in terms of equipment list, and do I need to buy anything for the course? So yeah, absolutely. Upon successful completion of your application process, we would send out the equipment list for you, which you'd need to buy the appropriate ballet attire, the stuff for jazz, contemporary, for tap. And that is just a part of being, a professional in training, is making sure you have the right equipment so that you are well presented. And they're the expectations of you here, and they're the expectations of you moving on and going on even further into the industry. So it's just about preparing you and setting yourself up. So we do have an equipment list. It isn't extensive, shall we say. When we're working in jazz and contemporary, everything, all the attire is black. It's not branded, etc. So try and keep those expenses down. Great.
Excellent. I think that is the end of our Q&A.
Yeah, I think it's time to hand back over to Sian.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. She was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed hearing all about dance and musical theatre, and I'm sure everybody else has as well. It was great. Thank you. So just a quick one before we end, everyone. If you are interested in applying for dance and musical theatre courses, please head over onto our website. And at the very top of the screen, there'll be the Apply Online button. If you just click that, search for dance and musical theatre courses, and they will all come up, add them to your basket, and then go through the application process. If you obviously would like any more information, a little bit more one-to-one support, you can obviously contact the Dance and Musical Theatre Curriculum Administrator, who's Teresa. You will be having a follow-up email with all the details that you need to contact her on, and you can also obviously contact us via phone as well. I would just like to thank obviously Vicky and Sam again for joining us today. You were absolutely amazing, really enjoyed it, and have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.
Thank you.